Welcome to Skytech-Lens. On August 27, 2025, Mexico's National Postal Service, Correos de Mexico, abruptly suspended all package shipments to the United States. The cause? The Trump administration's sudden elimination of the de minimis exemption, a rule that had allowed small packages to cross the border without taxes or heavy paperwork. With the new policy taking effect just 2 days later, Mexico's postal system faced an impossible logistical challenge and had no choice but to halt U.S.-bound shipments. This disruption hit at the worst possible time, right as families sent back-to-school supplies and businesses geared up for fall sales. The closure severed a vital, affordable link for individuals and small businesses, leaving many feeling stranded. The U.S. policy change was global, forcing postal services in countries like Germany, France, and Japan to suspend their own low-cost package services to the U.S. The world's postal networks, built for speed and volume, simply couldn't adapt overnight to the new demands for detailed data and duty collection on every small item. For years, the de minimis exemption quietly powered cross-border commerce, allowing packages under $800 to enter the U.S. duty-free. This rule enabled Mexican artisans and small businesses to sell directly to American consumers and families to send care packages without hassle. In 2024 alone, 1.36 billion packages, worth $64.60 billion, entered the U.S. under this provision. The exemption was a lifeline for micro-entrepreneurs and families, making cross-border trade simple and affordable. Its removal is not a minor tweak, it's the shutdown of a multi-billion-dollar trade channel. Now, every package, no matter how small, faces complex customs declarations and new costs. The de minimis rule wasn't just a loophole, it was a foundation for accessible, people-driven trade, now gone. For small businesses along the Mexican border, the end of the de minimis exemption was an economic shockwave. Family-run shops in cities like Tijuana and Juarez depended on affordable postal shipping to reach U.S. customers. Overnight, sales halted, online stores were flooded with confused messages, and return packages threatened cash flow. Most can't afford express couriers or absorb new tariffs, putting their survival at risk. Families, too, are cut off. Sending a package is now a bureaucratic ordeal, not an act of love. Heartbreaking stories abound: a mother's school supplies returned, an artisan's income vanishing. These aren't abstract numbers, they're real crises for households and entrepreneurs. A policy change in Washington has created a tangible barrier, disrupting lives and livelihoods. Correos de Mexico's suspension wasn't political, it was a response to an unmanageable logistical crisis. The new U.S. rules require detailed electronic data and instant duty collection for every package, regardless of value. Mexico's postal system, like many others, simply lacks the technology to comply overnight. Upgrading would take months and millions of dollars. Continuing as before would mean chaos and returned mail. Even goods covered by USMCA aren't exempt from the new data requirements. Postal operators worldwide, not just in Mexico, are built for moving mail, not acting as customs brokers. Without massive upgrades, halting shipments was the only way to avoid total collapse. Mexican businesses are scrambling to adapt. Large express carriers like DHL and FedEx, with their advanced customs systems, are now the go-to for those who can afford it. Smaller sellers are turning to delivered duty paid, DDP models, where U.S. duties are paid at checkout, but this requires sophisticated e-commerce tools. Many are migrating to platforms like Amazon or Shopify, trading independence for compliance. Others are pooling resources to rent U.S. warehouses, shipping in bulk and fulfilling orders domestically. Each strategy comes with new costs and complexities, forcing businesses to rethink their entire approach. There's no easy fix, only those who adapt quickly will survive. The landscape of cross-border commerce is being fundamentally reshaped. The end of the de minimis exemption has turned simple acts of kindness into bureaucratic headaches. Sending a gift now means filling out detailed customs forms, listing every item and its value, even for personal, non-commercial shipments. Many, especially older senders, struggle with the new digital requirements, leading to returned or delayed packages. Social media is filled with stories of frustration and disappointment as gifts miss their mark. The financial burden is real. A $50 present can now face $80 in customs duties. Some families are forced to send money instead, losing the personal touch. The new rules have put a price on family connections, complicating the social fabric of the border. What was once a gesture of love is now a costly, stressful ordeal. The postal shutdown is sending shockwaves through Mexican border cities, where cross-border trade is the backbone of local economies. Jobs in mail sorting, delivery, and logistics are at risk as package volumes plummet. Small manufacturers and artisans, once thriving thanks to U.S. demand, now face layoffs and closures. The pain isn't limited to Mexico. U.S. consumers face higher prices, fewer choices, and longer waits. Back-to-school and holiday shopping seasons are especially hard hit. While some may shift to domestic goods, the loss of cross-border options hurts both sides. The border economy depends on smooth flows. This sudden disruption has created instability and uncertainty. The short-term shock is severe, threatening jobs and small businesses in deeply interconnected communities. The focus now must shift to solutions. For businesses, adopting DDP models and integrating customs calculating software is key. Mexican trade groups and public institutions should offer technical support and financial aid for this transition. For individuals, education is crucial. Workshops and user-friendly online tools can help demystify the new process. Partnerships with customs brokers could make personal shipments easier and more affordable. Long-term, Correos de Mexico needs major tech upgrades to restore reliable postal service. Small businesses should seek expert advice to navigate new rules and avoid costly mistakes. Building a resilient, compliant supply chain is now essential for survival. The end of the de minimis exemption marks a permanent shift in U.S. Mexico trade. The new rules are complex, but they offer predictability. Once mastered, businesses can calculate total costs and avoid surprises. This transition, though painful, is pushing modernization, DDP systems, better logistics, and more transparent pricing. Correos de Mexico and small businesses must invest in technology and training to stay competitive. Government and private sector support are vital to ensure no one is left behind. The deep ties between the U.S. and Mexico will endure, but adaptation is now the only path forward. By embracing innovation and collaboration, border communities can build a new, sustainable foundation for trade. The old door may be closed, but with the right tools, a modern gateway can open. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more updates.